Help! I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit?
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand. Purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming. Every step I take, they know a boss is coming.
Tonight we've got something special for you. Tonight we're gonna expose the ecosystem.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
Mask on. Lights low. Size 14.
Cool, yup, down. They were selling me a Halo. Hands deep in the payroll. PR wolves in the raincoat, calling it a campaign. Same old 100K in the smokestack. Trust us will bring hope back. Every post was a blowback to the screenshots. Hit the group chat. Career crooks in a PR suit. One donor, pay the whole loot. 56 in a quick swoop. Left them hollow as a dry route. Timeline turning into siren. Every threat another siren. Can you feel the floor sliding? Yeah, we see where you're hiding.
Master.
Pulling down the curtains, receipts in my hand, now it's certain. You were out here grifting for the cloud and the cut. Now the whole feed watching while we're lining you up. Masked up, every line replay. Name in the tag, can't escape that display. You can scrub, you can spin, you can cry, that's enough. But the internet remembers and it's looking real rough. Yeah, that umbrella guy drop links. Suddenly your bravado shrinks. Every don't ass start to stink. When the totals never match the ink. Yeah, you were bragging in the group chat. Same time begging for a new stat. Talking justice in the hashtags. As you laughed about the cash grab, you said trust the plan. Now what? We just mapped every dime, every cut, every alt, every sock, every front. Funny how the mask slips in a stunt. Is it fraud? Is it cloud? Is it both? Is it law on your neck, on your throat? You could claim it's a game, it's a joke, but a lot of people broke when you spoke. Masked up, pulling down the curtains, receipts in my hand, I was certain. You were out here grifting for the cloud and the cut. Now the whole feed watching while we're lining you up. Masked up, every line on replay. Name in the tag, can't escape that display. You can scrub, you can spin, you can cry, that's enough. But the internet remembers and it's looking real rough. Screens glow, ain't scroll. Mask on.
What's up, folks? Man, what a crazy Friday. In fact, I had to put on a longer intro for a minute to make sure that I had everything uploaded and ready to go. It's wild. I actually had one show planned. We were going to go over the fats and the popo call with Travis, and then something else popped off that's really, really wild. As in, apparently, the police came and visited ThATuMBRELLA. How do we know about that? Because ThATuMBRELLA brought it up, and it's pretty entertaining stuff. We also have on today, we have Travis. Yeah, John Cook has been back to filming him, and Travis noted this and put it in. He actually uploaded portions of that. Well, he uploaded it. It was just in pieces here and there, which you should check out his video. But we have the video as well. The condensed video from him, which is pretty interesting. You can actually zoom in and you can see that they are indeed sitting in there and they're recording him too, which is that a problem? Well, according to them, it is. It's always been a problem with other people record. So that's interesting. Here's a fun one too. When we're getting started, did you realize that my accent is fake? Did you know that? I didn't, but that's amazing. I really wish I could do like a New York accent or something right now. I can't though. Oh, look how desperate they are. They're like, oh my God. Here's old Marla, of course. Oh my God, I can't stand that fake Southern accent. They were talking about myself. I was like, what? Fake Southern accents sound like this. That's what a fake Southern accent sounds like. People put them on too heavily. It's amazing. These idiots apparently have never heard Southern accents enough, which is kind of wild considering they live out in Florida. Oh, it's so good. Exactly, Jada. Jada said I'm from East Tennessee. That accent ain't fake. I know exactly. Now I do have a bit of what do you call it? Asinineness to my voice, but maybe that was added on over time. But I like to call that being jaded. Oh, I love it though. You got that. You got Shizzy getting these people. I mean, they have been just so worked up over the last few days. Oh, there's so much. But I thought the police call, that's quite amazing. Now, how did we find this out, by the way, you're wondering? Well, I want to give credit where credit is due, first of all. And this deserves ample credit too, because the only reason that I knew about this at all was because I saw, give me a minute. Let me see. I said I saw. I watched so you don't have to. I said I saw. I saw so you don't have to. It'd probably be easier if you went with that. It'd probably be less painful. But no, I watched so you don't have to. Actually, put up a post a few hours ago now. And this led, now luckily, along with this, there was the recording of the video too. So we ended up with the transcript for it as well. Well, we ended up with a real video, but you know how these false flagger idiots are. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due right off from go. So I watch so you don't have to posted this. And like I said, we have the transcript of it. And it's funny. What was really funny about this to me more than anything was the fact that the people that she was on with, they didn't care. They actually didn't seem to care whatsoever. Because she's like, the po-po visit. And they're like, oh, the po-po, huh? And then they kept doing other stuff. And then I'll show you in the transcript. It's pretty funny. Because she has to keep bringing it up. Or because these people, they just didn't seem to want to hear about it. I thought that was more telling than anything. Because, yeah. Now, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they wonder why you help people like Lips and try to drive them traffic, but only drive them 180 something people over time. Maybe they wonder that too. I don't know. But whatever the case, here, I would say you don't have to. Again, follow on Facebook, also follow on YouTube, but I would highly recommend follow on Facebook as well, because you get posts like this. I saw it come up. It had been less than an hour, and I had to clarify. I was like, where did this come from? You know, am I reading this right? So I did clarify. And like I said, I ended up getting the video transcript. So props. That, God, you guys, if something weird starts coming up, remember, if you hear about it, pull up. If there's a live stream going on and these crazy people are doing something, pull up the live stream, go and rewind it and record the damn thing if you can. Leave your computer parked on it, or a phone parked on it with a tab, so it doesn't refresh, because that way, even if you know, while it's going on and doing that, they can't delete it before you can actually commandeer it. So I always find that to be beautiful. But she's like, well, my oh my, the flea admits to having been awoken just a few hours ago by a cop. Huh, do tell, a cop, you say. They asked her questions about third-party contact that has been happening. Huh, that's weird. Now, she acted like, quote unquote, Shockett put in a complaint, and that is why she was questioned. Now, that could be. There are many reasons why. You know, actually, I saw something really interesting the other day. Oh, this is funny before this. Do you know the Fats? One of the things they've been talking about is that today something terrible was going to happen to Jeremy Hales. They kept saying that. They, in fact, some spiritualist or some medium, I don't remember what the fuck they were talking about there, but they kept saying, oh, something terrible is going to happen to Jeremy Hales today. Definitely going to happen to them. And they were parading that around like it was, you know, like it was something that really, really could have some kind of impact there. And yet, I mean, she kept saying, something bad's going to happen to Jeremy Hales. Well, as far as I know, unless something's happened really recently, there's no cops at his house checking him out. So I guess that's I guess maybe you misinterpreted it, or they misinterpreted. Maybe they went, because of the Jeremy Hales stuff, something bad would happen to you, or maybe something bad would happen because of. But anyway, the policeman mentioned third-party hashtags in her videos, and she said she hasn't done that since she was a mod. What a bunch of BS, by the way. You know, it's not just hashtags either. Like, these people, they definitely not just hashtag, but they, you know, some of them tag as well. Tags. Yeah, they definitely, they're like, well, you can do whatever you want with this kind of stuff. Well, it'd be interesting if they also ask them about what about Finn's video? That's one. If you're going to talk about third-party contact, Finn's video, that's the kicker there. And reporting what's going on during a protective order. Live. I would say those two are actually really big problems. And if an investigation gets opened up, it'll be fun to FOIA and then find out who looked into it, and well, go from there. Oh my God, there's probably a record of the police going to her house. That'd be really interesting to read. So they mentioned third-party hashtags in her videos, and she said she hasn't done that since she was a mod. It looks like she forgot to scrub one or two, by the way. She then quickly changed it to maybe it was more like a few months ago. Wait, a few months ago, that would still be a third-party. That would still be the same thing, right? If it were indeed third-party violations with third-party contact, that would be it. Yeah. That would be a problem there. And it's not true. She noted anyway. because it was just 2 to 3 weeks ago. Now this was going on in one of the mod chats. I'm not giving them freaking any for clarity's sake it's listed, but who cares? I don't. When you start going, anytime I see one of those names, I'm like, you know what that person is? Betrayed in 6 months. That should be their that should actually be their channel name. Betrayed in 6 months, starring the feds. That's usually how it goes. So I don't even bother remembering their names, because normally they hit the abort button after a little while. They either they think these people go too far. They target them, or they target them because they think they go too far, whatever the case may be. But they, she mentioned the memorial, and he's appalled that Coop said she needs to take a picture of the bench. Yeah, because she weirdly enough, although it's stated in here, it was a little confusing. Is the bench supposed to be there, or is the bench supposed to be at the bench store? If it's still at the bench store, by the way, yeah. You notice how they are very, again, they won't even take a picture of a bench setting out. They also, by the way, promised that one donor, they promised they would give them $1,000 out of pocket. It doesn't matter if they come up with it. They already they demanded their money back after so many days. If they scrambled to try to cover their asses, sorry, you told them you'd give them a refund. You're going to have to cough up $1,000 too. It's going to be fun times. But let's see. Marsha was being a mean mom persona, was mocking Jeremy. Next thing, she claims the bench is in storage, and how silly to think people would think she would take it with her. Perhaps she still has a balance too. A few mere moments later, she mentioned it in passing, and the bench is still in a bench storage, is how it came across. Yeah, then you have these idiots calling and pretending they're cops and arresting her over the phone. Oh, what a bunch of morons. But thank you to I Watch So You Don't Have To. Now, we do have a transcript of this, like I said, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting because, like I said, these people here, they don't seem to give a crap when she reports that the police came to see her. Let me pull this up. By the way, now let me get a drink real quick. All the dunces are filling. I know. It's been amazing to watch. You know, whether it's like you said, Laura Owens or whomever. It's like all these idiots. They're just falling all over themselves. It's like they can't help but destroy themselves. So look at this. Here's our transcript, by the way. You can see while it's going on, about 2 minutes into this live stream here, you know. Here's I like the AI notes, by the way. Look, you can see in the AI notes, the AI gives breakdowns for everything. So, key takeaways, you know, interactions with law enforcement regarding allegations of Jeremy Hales. That's weird. Law enforcement. Then they're like, actually, he's being investigated. And they're whining about the proposed treehouse. Oh, man. Travis, if he busts up when he starts that, I am definitely down with helping him fund it. You know? Aren't you, folks? Because there's so much crying about the treehouse idea now that needs to happen. There needs to be an amazing treehouse over on that property. But if you go through looking, within 2 minutes, you see the fat bumbles in. You know, you can, they're like, oh, you know, I was woken up by the po-po, so I'm going back to bed. Now, you hear like almost casually, oh, really? Oh, why were the po-po there? You know, I mean, it's almost like dismissive. And look how much time elapses through this. All right. You have about you have part of a minute elapse, and then just look at that. Look at them. You have a minute jump. Like if Megan were like, "Yo, I had the police show up," I'd be like, "What? Do what now?" That would have stopped everything. It wouldn't have been like, "Oh, why were they? Oh, yeah. By the way, we're doing this today. We're doing that today. We're gonna." Oh my God. What amazing stuff. Psychic cynics in the house now. Huh? That's what I mean. And I cannot get enough of these idiots, because these idiots, police, the police are actually showing up. Now, again, they speculate on the why. And perhaps they are right. Perhaps Randy did indeed file something. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they were actually told something. I was telling you this, by the way. I saw something interesting, though, the other day. I saw a report from someone that I thought was still in the ecosystem. But apparently they were reporting 2L for something. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm not going to say who, but I thought they were still part of the ecosystem. But you know how the squabbling and bickering gets sometimes. And again, I'm not talking about, nobody has to get along, mind you. But these people, again, they portray themselves as this tight-knit family going out taking down the evil Jimmy Hales. But meanwhile, they're all knifing in the back all the time. It's wild stuff. So we get the question. Look at this stuff. Well, why the popo? They had to ask me questions, and then look at all this time. Like nobody's talking about that. In fact, it's funny enough that before all this drama comes up, they're like, "Yeah, we're no drama. We don't get into the drama." And then, of course, their whole show gets overtaken and turned into drama. But the fact is, like, again, after nobody cares. See the gap here? After nobody seems to give a crap, the Fed's like, I woke up to drama this morning, or a little bit ago too. So when they're like, hey, you know what? We're no drama. It's like, speaking of drama, you know what? I have some drama. Trying to roll it back to oh my God. I mean, oh, it is so good. We'll have to go over at least the beginning of the next Rumble. Because the way that begins, like I said, it is so dismissive the way it happens. They're like, yeah, really? Police are why were the police there? And then they're like, hey, how's it going? Oh, there's a question about J-Hip. There's this. I mean, you would think, either they don't care or they know that's an outcome sooner or later. The police showed up at your house. Well, we figured they would because you've ghosted enough money and you've done enough crazy shit. I don't know, but they got I woke up to drama this morning a bit ago. Guess what I did? Can you guess what I did? Are y'all ready? You want to hear it? Look at this. I mean, you talk about begging for fucking validation on it. It's so bizarre. That they didn't seem to want to hear it. But you ready? You going to do it? You ready to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh my God. That's going to be funny. I wonder if we'll get a Fats broadcast today. Somebody, they were like, did you tell the cops to suck it? Like I used to. Oh, I debunked his ass again. Oh my God. Oh, what a fat. You know what's funny is you notice that they've had to try to steal debunk. I noticed they were trying to steal ridiculous. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They're also talking about showing movies. Remember we were talking about that for the last few weeks now? It was like, when I feel better, I'm going to do we're going to do a movie night. No content unless you take it, right? I love it. Jeremy Hale's got shock it again. Yeah, he put in a complaint and I got questioned about it. Now, like I said, I'm curious if they were actually shown a complaint or if Randy Shockett's name was brought up or they're just throwing it out there. I'd be very curious about not just because of whether or not law enforcement listed the person, but also on top of that, because like I said, I've seen something that I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I'm trying to be very vague about it, by the way. I'm trying not to burn someone to the ground through it, and I made more sense than Jeremy Hales did. Let's put it that way. Oh my God. By the way, this is all breaking news. It's wait, it's not. I'm just telling you about it. It's not the break, but it is breaking. I just thought it was funny that I even got these. The popo with it. I think he was trying to have me arrested for third-party contact. Someone did get his feelings hurt. Oh my. These people, like I said, they'll push and they'll push. They have police that come to their home. And what do? Again, ultimately, one of the major problems with this too is it's more likely to blow up in Lynette Preston's face than anybody. It could potentially blow up in her face too. But Lynette Preston, I guess when you're gambling with other people's freedom, it comes easier, right? But I think he was trying to have me arrested for third-party contact. I laughed in his face when he said it. I laughed in his face today. I'm sure. I hope to God there's a body cam about this. Wouldn't that be amazing? We should have a police report if nothing else on it, though. But my God, the lies, the lies that come up in this are amazing, And put it this way, I wasn't the only one laughing. Oh, are you saying the police thought it was funny too? They think it's funny that you join in to harass people? Is that what you're trying to say? Surely you're not trying to indicate that. That would look real good on hey, like I said, when the police complaint comes up, or when the actual complaint is written up, things like this become really, I think, significant in investigative purposes. Plus, this is about hashtags. Again, they don't need to get so disjointed about the idea of a hashtag, to get into those. Well, is it or isn't it? Again, these people have been giving her footage of Jeremy Hales driving down the road, which has been published repeatedly. That absolutely is a protective order violation. No way to freaking to spin that. So anything else that they want to, but they're like, oh my God. Yeah, there's absolutely no contact. Again, third-party violations, they don't have to be. Oh my God, I can't even believe that I just have to say this so many times. The reason that I note this too is because they're not just talking about their own stupidity. They encourage other people to do things, and other people think they can do the craziest shit possible, and they may not end up in jail. What they're going to do is they're going to do this to somebody else. They're going to do it to somebody that isn't Jeremy Hales. And Jeremy Hales, one of the reasons that nothing's happened, I believe, is because of Levy County. Levy County, I mean, you've seen how they act. But if you're talking about just some ordinary citizen out there, yeah, most of this stuff we get an ordinary person put in jail and put in jail very, very quickly. So these people being like, there's no contact. Again, just look up what third-party indirect contact actually means. There are all types of ways to violate, especially if you're running PR for someone. But so his attempt is failure. He's going to get content out of this now. He's going to get content out of this now. By the way, folks, if you enjoy this content that we have, you know that is because of them. Tell them thank you. Do that by telling people that we're live. Hitting that like button, of course, and to really say, hey, thank you, Fats, for the content. Consider sending ye old breadsticks. Why? Because that apparently makes them very, very mad. Holy God. I was going through a transcript. I guess it was it 2 days ago? Transcript, or was it last night's maybe? Maybe it's last night. I don't know. Like the days are blurring in my head. But these people, it's not even the days. It's these people. They blur in there. But they were complaining about Megan. Oh, my God. Megan made money because, because she was making fun of Michael. He got put on a payment plan. And she was like, oh, my God. And they were so butthurt about it. It was beautiful. So, you know, the fat should always be thanked. We could do hashtag thank the fats. Oh, it's so good. Hashtag thank the fats. But they're like, oh my God, he's not going to get anything because he doesn't talk about what he fails at. He failed. He failed. The police came to your home. Apparently, you know, with that, if there was a complaint, if it went in, it didn't just go into, say, the popo. It would have actually gone into something else, which I'm not going to get that detailed into it. But the way I understand the way the complaint would work is, yeah, you would have to have about 1 in 10 of them actually gets investigated because of complaints that would go into a higher body, let's say. But you would have somebody look through and decide, hey, there's quite possibly a real problem here. And then they would start investigation. So that could be a problem. You know, if they're out there fact finding too, that could be a problem as well. Especially, you know, if there's been a complaint and they're investigating and they sent somebody, you know, to find out from them, that would allow, again, there will be a report. There will be an officer that is attached to that. And beyond that, if they're just investigating hashtags, well, that'll open up the door to plenty more being reported, I would imagine. So, yes, stay tuned for that failure, right? It's so crazy. Again, these people, they seem to enjoy having law enforcement pointed at them, where they could potentially have a problem. And like I said, it may not be their problem. It may be Lynette Preston, they caused them a problem. Because ultimately, you got to think about this. When they're saying that it's third-party contact, they're contacting her because of John Cook and Lynette Preston. That's not very good for them there. But, oh, he's trying to talk about contact. There's no contact. There's none. You can't have it there. You can't. He's been saying this for a couple of weeks now, or maybe like a month or two or whatever. He's trying to get it so that he can walk into the Ohio court with you know, saying, approving that it's third-party contact when there's no contact. So what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is whatever his report is going to be unfounded. Like I said, what that'll do is put an officer in that area attached to your name. And if they looked in and they were like, hashtags, that's not a problem. Well, okay. Is a person that you have a protective order against giving a third party footage of you driving down the road, and they broadcast it over and over again, and they broadcast where you are, if you're actually in Florida or not? Is that a problem? Absolutely. That is a damn problem, because part of the indirect content, part of that is you can't have a person come in and harass another party. So, again, they're gambling. They think that hashtags could get them, but if they don't, they think that's one and done. And it's like, I don't know. But yet, enjoy that, a-hole. In order for there to be third party, I would have had to have been as you know, the people who got the protection order against them to contact Jeremy. Actually, that's, again, you go with contact as if it's phoning or something like that. Examples, I mean, it's so stupid because you can ask, AI is the perfect tool for it. Let's see. What are some examples? Let's do this. What are some examples of indirect third-party contact violating a protective order? Now, is a party giving film of the protected party to a third party and having them broadcast it online a violation? Let's see. First, protective orders, restraining orders, injunctions, etc. almost always prohibit direct, indirect, harassing, stalking, or intimidation using third parties to communicate. Now, the key in most orders is something like respondent shall have no contact you've seen, direct or indirect, with petitioner or have third party. Now, courts usually consider it a violation if somebody is telling, a friend, like tell somebody to miss them, having gifts or whatever, posting messages clearly directed at the person. You know what they did? That kind of thing. So if I say their example here is, again, posting a message clearly directed at a protected person. Oh my God, you know what they did now? So that's interesting, Oh, so if I film them, say, driving down the street and make up crazy shit, have somebody else put that or have them make up crazy shit, sending messages through social media. That can also have using other accounts or having someone encouraging others to contact, to pressure, or to harass the protected party. Now, if the intent is to get a message to them or to emotionally affect them through an intermediary, courts usually treat that as indirect contact. Now, as far as the scenario, with third-party broadcasted footage, how would that be a violation? Well, in the video, in it, does it clearly mention them? Yes. Is it clearly about the person? Absolutely. Is it meant to intimidate, shame, or to provoke someone? Absolutely. Is it also designed so they will also see it and they will respond as well? Absolutely. All of that can be considered indirect contact or harassment. Now, with that, you have to ask that third party, are they being used as a conduit? Well, I'm not allowed to contact somebody. I'm not allowed to harass them. but this person can. Huh. And again, they're trying to say, well, there was no communication. Well, how the fuck did you get footage of him riding down the road? You keep saying, they keep saying, oh, she doesn't have access to the cameras, which is worse, in my opinion, as far as a narrative. Because in the narrative, what that means is that those parties had to give her clips of Jeremy Hale's riding by. And why would they do that? Well, obviously, it's to harass it. So, third party, oh yeah, it absolutely happens. And even if they asked me to contact, I wouldn't. There's no way I'll contact. Again, she thinks that contact is directly communicating with a person. That's all that's what she thinks it is. You know, I do have a YouTube channel, but this is her excuse she's using with police, you know. And I was sitting here going, oh my God, you guys still, are you still, doing this? Yes. So here I am. But it's another YouTuber who likes to sue people to create content. Oh yeah. It's funny because I had to tell that guy, that the cop that was being serious. Oh, you're one of them being sued? And I said, oh yeah. And he goes, oh, because he goes, do you actually talk about him for 3 hours a night? Do you actually talk about him for 3 hours a night? And I laughed. Oh my God. I said, here, let me explain this. I said, Jeremy Hales talks a whole bunch of BS and threatens a whole hell of a lot of people. Michelle, John, I'm one of them. Okay, so you brought up the people with the protector. Well, that's fun. This is, again, her own narrative is pretty fun. This is her words that she put on a stream, which seems to have gone the way of the dodo bird, by the way. So if you're looking for it and you're like, man, I'd like to find that live stream myself, well, good luck. Actually, if you want to find that yourself, let me know. I will 100% send you a link to it. And you can download it and listen at your leisure, 100%. And again, props to I Watch So You Don't Have To. This would have just I can't say definitively that it would have just gone away. Maybe somebody else, but you know what? I Watch So You Don't Have To. It was all over it. I look, holy God, And when I looked into this, I figured there would be there'd be like one word about, like a little bit about it, but no. I figured they'd be holding on to this for a stream or something, right? But no, I mean, here, we started 2 minutes. We're already into 8 minutes and rolling, So I'm the one who I'm being sued along with them. And he goes, oh, you're one of them. And I said, yeah. I said to him, he lies and he tells a whole bunch of and I come out and I debunk his ass. That's what I mean. I told the cop that. And I said, that's what I do. I debunk him on a daily basis. Huh. On a daily basis. Again, the problem is, the one thing that you don't want to acknowledge is the fact that you admittedly run PR for Michelle Preston. That is a problem for you. You've kept some major money that Michelle Preston, well, she seems to have slunk back to. Well, I think even that looks bad, because when you think about it, if Michelle Preston, she's gone from complaining about the money to slinking back. Why would she do that? Why indeed? She didn't get her money back. So why indeed? Oh, well, these people, she's getting a little bit of that, PR love again, right? And I tell the people the truth. We laugh and we laugh and we laugh. You know, by the way, this that's not really laughing. I'm just saying. What that is it's something else. Where the highlighting stops, it doesn't stop through there. By the way, I said, so give or take so I said, so give or take 3 hours. I don't know. It all depends on how long we go. I said, but there's so many different people, different YouTube channels that are involved. It's a joke. Well, you know, people like myself, for example, whom they like to say somehow in some way are working for people. Weirdly enough, we've never had any money come in from Mr. Hale. Michelle Preston. They monetized the shit out of Michelle Preston's name. Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that bizarre? It's so weird when that stuff happens, you know? Like they pretend that yes, indeed. Look at that. Thank you for the bats, for the content, you know? Love your show, hate the drama. I love the drama, man. I love it. I love it. I love it because like I said, I hate it that there is a real human being stuck in it. But I love it and the fact that these people are too dumb to ever stop. I mean, again, this right here, this happened on a channel with less than 200 subscribers. This happened while they were running a game channel, essentially. They're going on to play games and stuff. It's supposed to be not about the drama. And yet the entire stream becomes about these kind of subjects, you know? It's so, you know, he told them, I tag him in my video. That's bull. I said, no way, no way. I said, now, if you want to talk hashtags, it's not against the law. You know? Hashtagging. Huh. Well, it depends, actually. It very well depends. With protected party and you trying to make sure that they see something, actually, that can be a problem. You know, in fact, there was a big case in Tennessee that involved utilization of hashtags on Twitter. It was not on YouTube, but it was on Twitter, and it was pretty ugly, you know. Give me 1 second here. Looking at somebody sent me something. See, you got to understand with hashtags, can they be? Yes, for sure. It comes down to intent, targeting, and more, you know. Like if somebody's under a no contact order and they say no direct or indirect contact, they look at whether a post or anything is clearly aimed at a protected person. Is it designed that they'll see it? And they want Hales to watch this stuff. Again, these are people that they are getting items. It's not just the hashtag. It's what's in the videos too. You know, if you're talking about a hashtag and all you did was talk about baking, I don't think that'd be a problem. But if you hashtag them in and there's clearly, again, video of them, actually, it's not even them. And this is the really bizarre thing. They went and attacked employees of Jeremy Hales, thinking that it was George. And that's pretty nasty too. Because again, you have no idea what these people may do. But they don't do nice things, that's for sure. I say, he says that I hashtag in my videos. I said, well, actually, I said, I kind of did change that up, like maybe like a month or two ago. Uh-huh. You know, there's quite a few of them that they had and continued to hashtag him in. Like they pretend that it just stopped. And again, that time period would definitely fall within the protective order. So that would also be a problem. Huh? I mean, if we're talking about the hashtag, Look at something real quick. I think it's funny when they like to claim again, oh, we're not doing that. We've never hashtagged him in. They would tag the hell out of him. They tagged in everybody in their mother. And I mean, my God, there's screenshots of it everywhere. It's fascinating to see them again talk about, oh, we're PR, but then they won't wear it. I gotta love it. Give me a second here. Lost my place. Give me 1 minute. I lost the freaking thing there. There we go. But I said hashtags, and people do it all the time. What he's actually really talking about is mentioning him. It's called a mention. And the channels that work with him mention it. First of all, work with him? No. But you talking about mentioning, again, it's bizarre to think that, so if his employee, let's say his actual employee makes a video and mentions him, you think that's somehow like, how does this equate? Do you think those people have ever said, hey, I run PR for Michelle Preston? Hey, do you think they've ever done that? I mean, for myself, I would have helped Michelle Preston put your dumbass in jail if she wasn't such a fucking coward and a flake. Absolutely. But PR for her? Oh, no. No. That's not how that works. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, exactly, Kitty. Back in the day when I had the private streams, wasn't that a fun time? Yep. But instead, I had to bring on people that I pay 10% of everything I make to, so I don't have to do stuff like that. Which again, they do a good job. They do that, but it's insane that YouTube is so mobbed up that you can't do stuff on your own. But it's in their titles. They tag him in the title. I don't do that. Never. Maybe once when I did the royal flush. Wait, with a royal flush? You talking about when when you guys hired one of the most fucking sketchy people I've ever seen and called them a quote unquote expert, and were saying that Jeremy Hales wrote signs on his own, calling himself a PDF file? You talking about those things? Is that what you're discussing? Because that's not good either. But no, they've actually been, again, like, so this is kind of fun. I like this. You have, give me 1 minute. I watch So You Don't Have To. Actually, put this stuff up and noted. Here, check this out here. So as far as screenshots, I'll come back to that in just a second. But as far as the whole idea of not hashtagging, you can see the screenshots here, right? You see this, like, hey, 3 weeks ago, you see all of the, of all the freaking hashtags in there. Now, weirdly enough, they tried to disclaimer. What? Okay. But that's weird enough. But also, here's January 17th. Other ones, again, they definitely throw him in. You know, another thing that will really, I'm telling you, here though, you can see all of the, with their hashtag, and their hashtagging is wrong, by the way, because when they put it in there, they throw in, all kinds of shit. Crystal sales. Come buy my peen rocks. Come buy my peen rocks. They're not just socks. Excuse me. Had something in my throat. Not a peen rock in my throat. That sounded terrible. Oh shit! I shouldn't say that together. Never say something about peen rocks and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was clearing my throat. I had something in my throat," because that sounds really bad. Sounds like you swallowed a peen rock. Oh, lordy. Anyway, sorry about that. But I said him and his little minions do that to each other so they can get views and stuff. But the hashtags don't mean shit. I said, but it's not illegal. Uh-huh. YouTube, it's their keywords. The keywords that they use that turn out as hashtags. But I actually had them printed in my description of my video. No, you had them hashtagged in there. That's incorrect. In the description of your video, I do this. And actually, they don't know how that works anyway. Oh my God. They don't know how YouTube, hashtags, adding, all of that works. But YouTube absolutely does not turn your wording into hashtags. You do that yourself. If you put it into the description, if I type up just random words or whatever, it pops up. You'll notice, like, in my descriptions, I'm not hashtagging a bunch of stuff. I do have 3 ats at the end, but it's totally its own thing. Do I at what the hell's? Yes, indeed. You know, and in that, first of all, when I'm talking about this, I have never gone, even if I was totally anti-Jeremy Hales, I would never step beyond the line of trying to deplatform him. I don't deplatform people. You know, and well, I can see that if a person is putting up revenge porn, maybe they have a problem there, you know, that kind of stuff. But nasty people, no, they can tell on themselves and get sued. You know, these people talked about conspiring to accuse Jeremy Hales of essay and then put on streams where they pretended to be Jeremy Hale's privates. Essentially, they wanted to use avatars related to that, the mushrooms. They did that with a person that Lynette Preston helped recruit into this on a video that actually ended up getting stricken off of YouTube because YouTube considered it hate and yeah, and they considered it smexual. You know, but I did that. I took them out because I realized they were no longer needed. But I could put them on YouTube to actually, you know, it's all legal. They're allowed, but it's not illegal. You know, maybe you should put Mr. Beast in there. I do have Mr. Beast in there. Do you realize that, by the way, morons out there? First of all, you putting in Mr. Beast as a hashtag means nothing to the algorithm at all. Mr. Beast is favored as his own channel in the algorithm. YouTube favors him. Now, some channel might get if there's a video that comes out about him, but it's not from a hashtag. These people are so freaking stupid. It doesn't do anything for you. But yeah, I said the tags where they put it in your title, I said that's called a mention. Like it's someone we're going to tag me. It shows to me as a mention. Yeah, it's like what Thomas Collins used to do. I like how they throw Thomas Collins under the bus, by the way. Look at Thomas Collins. He's the real villain. You got to love that, right? You love it. Thank you. Thank you, Amy, by the way. You said, love hearing me laugh. Yeah, you know what? I want to tell y'all something. This is good in the way I'm saying it. My insomnia is coming back, and that is not a bad thing. I've always been an insomniac, always, and it's never bothered me. You know, it's always done good. I usually run on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Last night, with the problems I'd been having, I had trouble being awake. It was so much worse. Last night, though, I found that I didn't nap out before the stream. I didn't today either. I didn't nap out before it, and I stayed up till I just couldn't sleep. I was waking until 4:30. Woke up at 8, bam, ready to go. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, this is good. Energy, baby. So, I mean, that is a positive too. Always been an insomniac, but all that mess from before took away my energy. I felt like I've been, kneecapped. But yeah, I feel clear-headed. That buzzing in my ears is about 10% of what it was. So good. Anyway, he used to put hashtag what the hales in every title of his thumbnail. So I don't do that. Well, you never actually. The hashtags that you're utilizing, again, hashtag what the hales, it is what you're doing. So you were doing that until you admit, oh, well, until a couple of weeks ago. That doesn't mean you weren't doing it. And they talk about the validity of it. Again, they're not covering Preston. They made a website. They admit they put up about being freaking PR for this person. But when they did it, they tried to excuse it by saying, oh, that was just a placeholder. I have never said for myself that I'm going to make something and I'm going to put myself in as PR for a person until what? Are you telling me there's other PR for them? What does that even mean? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Well, maybe probably not the dumbest thing. I've heard many things these people have said, but it is a dumb one. It is a very, very dumb one. But, I also put in the hashtag Kardashian. Hello? Who else was hashtagged? Well, it was all from when I was in the channel, back when I modded for him. Back when you modded for him? That's weird because back when you modded for him, I don't recall ever being brought up. So if all these hashtags, by the way, are hashtags from when she modded for Jeremy, did they call themselves the Warriors back then? Absolutely not. That's been their rally cry to go after Jeremy Hales. Did they know Megan Fox or myself? Absolutely not. So again, you can just see that this is a lie. 100%. Oh, those hashtags, they're old, back from way back when. So I just had them in there, indiscriminately from, years ago because of a positive thing. What bullshit. Again, these people, by the time when we start covering this, talking about it, these idiots are already digging that hole, throwing themselves in. So it's just crazy with it, Sheila, exactly. She's like, thanks for the update, Tug. Also, for the court fees, right, Michael? Indeed. Well, I thought this was amazing. And again, they ghosted this. So when we're going over it, they were like, oh yeah, we want clarity on it. But, and like I said, I also have the video, Travis. I got the 4-minute video out of there. So I thought that'd be good too. This is back when I wanted Get Swag was on his Storage Legends. A lot of they were all hashtags, blah, blah, blah. What a bunch of idiots. Again. But yeah. I finally removed all of that because I realized I was watching some YouTube creator. That's actually wrong, Fatty, by the way. They said that hashtags don't count. They do count. The algorithm doesn't rely on them to initially push your channel. But what it does is it will go back sometimes. It will find a hashtag and it will connect it where it finds its audiences a year from then or more. So you're wrong. It's the reliance on it in the immediate versus. My God, I hate it when people talk about like the algorithm and they talk about how this stuff works when they don't know. Oh my God. I spent a long time learning about the algorithm. But yeah, it was probably like a month now. And I hadn't done it, maybe even longer or maybe less. I don't know. So right there. But let's put it this way. The PO, it deals with John and Michelle. Yeah. Jeremy's confused. I don't know. Well, Jeremy, and this is proof that they're investigating what Jeremy said. There's third-party contact. They broke the protective order that way. And they asked me how I got access to the videos. Oh, shit. I didn't read down this far yet. Wow. I read, let's be fair, okay? When I was reading over this, I read a portion and I was like, oh, my God. I got to read it later, so I'm gonna read part of it, and then I'm going to see what comes up. So I read about 4 minutes down. I was like, you can actually see where it was highlighting, and I was like, this is all about this. But they asked me about how I got access to the videos, and I told them, and they asked me if they were my cameras, and I told them, I said, okay, so this is the story we're going with. He actually you got this. So I told him what the truth really is. And I asked if I was ever asked to contact Jeremy Hale. What bullshit. Again, indirect contact. The video thing is a problem. You having access to those videos, period, is a problem. Because those are someone's private cameras. That's nuts. I was like, absolutely not. Tell me, I'm just blah blah blah. Let's see. So what I can tell you is they did investigate his claim. I don't know if it's over, but what I do know is there's no proof of contact. Again, fatty. I'm going to make this very clear. You don't know if it's over. Look up indirect contact. Oh my God. I'll put it this way. If Jeremy Hales had a protective order against Michelle, or had a protective order against him from John Cook and Michelle Preston, and he had a camera right there at the beginning of right where their gate opens up, right? And he gave me clips of that, right? Would they consider that a violation? Absolutely. They would be freaking like grinding on it and complain because they would know that's a problem. But it was first, no, it's okay. But what I did, there's no proof of contact, So whatever kind of bullshit he's trying to prove to walk into court, they did another contempt thing. This third party bullshit is a lie. It really got to him right there, So Gabe woke me up. He's like, going to jail. Boring. But the proof is they investigated. No, actually, the statement wasn't that they investigate. The statement was that Levy County doesn't investigate. If Shockett caused this, it wouldn't be Levy County investigating. And if the people around you, well, I'm being real bad. Let's just say the person that I thought was in the ecosystem, but maybe not. The thing they were talking about reporting, let's just say they weren't Levy County either. Man, you got a lot of people that really hate you that I thought were still like tied in. Man, that's weird. Again, I'm not saying like they don't like us in their oh, I'm dumb, but yeah, here, like I laughed when I was asked the question, like, are they your cameras? Oh my God. No. Oh my God. John and Michelle don't have access to their camera. Only you do. Yeah. I just thought this guy's so stupid. I said, they're security cameras. You know, I said, it doesn't just get Jeremy's car going by. It gets everyone. I said, you know, they do something in front of him. There's threats and, you know, they make up shit with Jeremy Hales, but look at this. So this sounds really bad. That she was asked, "Hey, are those your cameras?" And she's like, "Oh my, no." Okay, so they're Michelle and John Cook's cameras, but you have footage of Jeremy Hales driving by. That means you were given it. How is that not? And then you showcase it. Now, what's the intent there? Obviously, the intent is for Jeremy Hales to see it. It's to damage him. It's to, again, it falls in to indirect contact, 100%. And I said, Hales has a property right across the street where they're getting people coming in to visit just to put something in a mailbox. You're allowed to do that, by the way. Jeremy Hales owns property, the end. Fuck yourself. He can do whatever he wants with it. He said, yeah. Definitely needed security cameras. Yeah, if they want security cameras, cool. Giving it to a third party or posting it themselves to harass Jeremy Hales is not. That's contact. That's what they are. I said, I preserve evidence that he's driving by. So wait. He owns property across the street and you pick up him driving by and what a weirdo. I actually explained that when the drive-bys would be, I said, okay, I asked if he's ever been over. I said, okay, so when Jeremy leaves his property and he's driving down the main road, I said, he's a fear for his life. He should just keep driving, you know, just drive past the house. But he doesn't do that. He slows down. Oh my God, if you touch your brakes, you're not in fear for your life. Jeremy Hale should be expecting a rain of bullets on a narrow ass road. Remember when they were trying to say that on a tiny ass road that somehow you were supposed to be able to to maintain one lane? And then you saw footage of nobody being able to maintain, including the police. It was like, no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying the intent. Look at the tire. Oh my God, it's so dumb. Almost on the grass. It says grass, but it's supposed to be grass. Do they have grass, by the way? Do they have grass? Let me look. I need to know. I'm sorry, but I have to find out. Do they really have that much grass? Let me check something. Lord, I guess they do have a little bit. You know? I guess they do have a little bit. I forget. Like through that camera, it looks like mud. So, you know, but and he films over their fence line. Every time he goes by, 2 or 3 times a day, I said, that's him. He's the aggressor. So if he drives by on a main road in front of his own property, he's the aggressor. I got you. There is a court case coming up. I said, those videos are going to be shown at the court hearing. I said, I happen to be one of the people who's collected a lot of evidence from Michelle Preston's cameras. Again, this will be a very interesting conversation there. I said, that's why I get the drive-bys. Have I shown the drive-bys on my channel? Absolutely, I did. Okay, there you go. Have I shown it? There's what you have. Is it your camera? No. It's these people who have a protective order against it. You are a third party. Are you showing these on your channel? Oh, yeah. Why? Debunking his ass. I said, but there's over 100 or something videos of him driving by. Holy shit. You've collected 100 plus videos of him driving. Creepy, you know? It doesn't matter, though. It's a public road. It's not your camera, fatty. Good God. I'm not selling his video. What? Selling them? Actually, you are monetizing his videos, but That's neither here nor there. What does that mean? But he's on a public road. Again, these people have, what a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. But again, they sit here talking this whole time about this. And it's nuts. It's nuts. I'm glad that this is preserved, by the way. So everything that is stated here could actually be, again, it's not taken down. They tried to ghost it. They thought it was on such a small channel, nobody would actually be able to keep it. But they were wrong. Somebody did grab it, and I'm glad. I'll probably mark it and see what else is here, but I don't want to read all that right now. Let's look at a video, dude. Would you like to see a video of Mr. Willis? Now, I thought the video here was interesting because when you watch it, you can actually see like John is such a weirdo, you know, and they seem obsessed with Travis, you know. You can see it, a certain portion of it with him filming. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure something. Look, okay, you want to see this video? You can see the whole thing here. And I like this too. He records everything. And I like the fact that he says the right thing in this. He's like, you know what? I record all this because I don't want to be accused of the wrong thing. So let's check this out together.
Recording for my safety.
Recording for my...
Walk over here.
Look. Distance.
That's right. That's because... Look, he's recording me. What should I do? Should I do a dance?
Recording right there. You see it? You can 100% see what he's doing right from go. So this is why Travis at this point is like, dude, these people, anytime, I mean, Travis is over here just sitting on the property, doing whatever. And now he's forced to, because these people, again, they're loony. Let's check this out.
Dance? You want me to do a dance?
You want me to do it?
Jeez. See? My goodness.
Look at, oh man, Travis. God. Man, he's a dancer, don't you have to say? Dances. You know what?
Should we tell him to watch out for the gate?
You know what's really funny though is his response to it, because in moments like this, I don't know if you've ever had someone around you that potentially you don't know how they're going to act. You know, they've talked about how he could pull out a pew pew because of a camera. They said that about Hale, you know. That's what Preston said. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling in your stomach, thinking, oh my God, these people, they may do something terrible, cowardly. But he handles it very well. You know, he doesn't let these people intimidate. But it is sad that you get to the point where you definitely need to make sure you record, because God knows what, again, they may claim that you're doing God knows what. They called the police on him because they said, and again, I wanted to do a live stream because there's so much that they didn't just do that, but they had the fats out there pushing this narrative about, you know, oh, I called the police because I wanted to make sure my child was safe, even though, of course, in that they drove into the area where the fireworks were being shot off. So, you know, if you, she said this, look, stuff like this is what kids just mean. And this is why, again, he needs to film, and I'm glad he does. I will come right back to this, but look, I want to show you how these narratives are going. with this. So here's a clip of what she was saying, though. What if it would have been a pew pew fire with kids present? I had to protect my home and animals and us as we came home. Well, again, they weren't home. And when everything popped off there, they called. They have security cameras. They said they saw things through the security cameras. You got the guy standing out here. You can see him. He's setting off tiny fireworks. He's not launching fireworks, by the way, just to be, clear on that. We're not talking bottle rockets or anything else. We're talking about fireworks that you can toss down. And it's funny. They framed it as, oh my God, he's over there harassing them. So anything that John and Michelle do that he doesn't like, if he's over on that property, is harassment. If you took the claims and you turned them back toward that, God, the stuff these people do, they scream they're under their fence. they try to start shit. Oh my God. But she drove home while this event was still going on. They pull in. When they're pulling in, you can see how long it takes them to get the gate open, to do everything, to get in. If they actually thought that there was danger, they would not have done that. They would have stayed away, because the police don't get there for another minute. You can tell they called before they got home, but the police, again, they had not been there, rule it out. So it's just drama bullshit. They're hoping to put Travis in jail. And it's all, of course, every time. And again, the Fats, when they jump on these excuses, my baby, remember, my baby was used against them too. Lynette Preston said that one of the reasons she hated her was because she harmed her baby. How? Well, because she made her love her. She's a manipulator. That's what she was saying. So, Anyway, let's continue. It was funny. He was like, did we tell him?
That'd be my thumbnail right there.
It's true. Travis can be funny, man.
What you think about the moves?
That's safe.
The moves, the grooves.
Good
the
God.
moves, the grooves. Again, this is for me and my safety. Well, I guess you guys will watch it too, be entertained. I don't know.
Remember, posting videos is apparently all good for anybody.
Shut the gate so the doggy don't come in. Just wait for them to go inside.
They were trying to say, by the way, that their dog is trained in not just being, what was it, seizure? Or I'm trying to remember what she said that the dog was trained. She said it the other day. You bought the dog when it was little. We used to train dogs. I used to train them, when I was a teenager. We used to train police dogs. We train other dogs. And it would take time, a lot of time. You couldn't just take them as a puppy and be like, oh, yep, that's a trained dog right there. That's not how it works. You had to put a lot of time in with them, and to get them to know and to acknowledge. It's insane to say. If you want to call it a support, well, I suppose you could, although you need, there's supposed to be something behind that if you're talking about registering and everything. But the training, again, you don't take a puppy and a puppy be trained for this kind of stuff. That's not how it works. My God, the amount of training, people would be shocked by the amount of training that goes in. See, Travis, though, he does have to stop his life. Look at the fence, did it again. Did you notice that? That's the same side that hit their vehicle last time. Look at it, just free swing, whack. They didn't learn anything about it. Oh, that is pretty good. They learned nothing. through that whole thing. They're like, look, the other side is. Oh my God! Put a couple of freaking cinder blocks over there. I can't believe they don't have like a couple of actual cinder. John puts cinder blocks. It's very easy to do. Or you can actually take. You can take a. Never mind,
with the maggot squad.
There's simple ways.
Right. They just gave me like 5 minutes of video, actually. So thank you.
But look at Travis have to disrupt his life, wondering if these people are going to do something crazy to him.
All right, we'll let him go ahead and close her up, and then we'll get back to the treehouse, baby.
Yeah, so he's been. If you didn't hear about the treehouse, by the way, he's been talking about putting together a wonderful treehouse out there.
All right.
God, that thing! Look at that gap underneath it. Look at that hole. Doesn't that look terrible? I'm going to zoom in on that. I'm taking a screenshot so I can zoom in on it. Man, that thing looks rough. God, that thing. I mean, consider we're not talking about it looks like an old fence, doesn't it? It looks like it's been up since the 80s.
Well, almost.
God, it looks terrible. The Great Wall of Otter Creek has seen better days. Look at that angle there, too. Man, look at that 10 angling, the way it's been set on the freaking top. Ugh.
All right. Well, I think we can continue on to filming. And speaking of filming, look who just happened to pop flipping.
How
you doing, flipping? No, I'm not live. I was just making sure everything was on tape so that I didn't get accused of something that I didn't do again.
So I thought that would be nice too. Hey, you live? You're out of here. So I'll stop it there. But you see what Travis is having to do. And at the beginning, these people are going up and they absolutely are taping it first. And you had him the other day also, again, record. Can you record? Sure. But again, remember, they said that the act of recording people, that is harassment. So are they admitting that they are harassing Travis? You know, they've called it multiple times. They have said that that is harassment. God, look at that fence condition, by the way. Look at this. This is nuts. Check this out. It's so bad. Look at that. I mean, this is a what, $3,500 plus whatever else they put in that people put together. And you got, like I said, look at the gaps down here. Look at the condition of it. It just looks so rough when you look at it. And I mean, they told you what's really bad about it is they told you from go that the materials that were there, the materials were actually not cheap materials. They didn't go for the cheapest thing that they could find. They actually went for better materials than the introductory materials, I guess I could say. And yet, it's so crazy, man. All of this stuff is crazy, dude. All right. Let me see if there's anything else I want to cover today. Tomorrow we're going to have Shizzy on. We're going to talk about all the wonderful, wonderful stuff that happened. And then I think Sunday before Hale's, we will talk about all our excuses for the pew-pewing and stuff, man. You know, I think that's the best way to go with that, you know. Yeah, here's well, I think she's going to, I think, you know, 2L is pretty dumb in thinking those are just cops, by the way. As somebody noted to me, I think this is a good point. Those are investigators and they're looking and they may say something to you. They may be like, no big deal. But is that what they really are? No. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about stuff, won't it? All right, let's do this stuff. Max Lab, thank you for the super chat there. Thank you, Max Lab. Thank you for sending stuff over and everything you do, man. Appreciate you. Fallen Hero, my friend. What's up? How you doing, Fallen Hero? appreciate you too. I know we haven't been on forever today, but it's Friday. I think we'll we'll probably be on longer tomorrow. So usually we could chit chat and it takes a while. And I think going over those emails will be really funny. Fallen Hero, though, appreciate you immensely. Thank you. Cynic, thanks for the 5 there. All the dunces are failing. That's right. First, it's Owens. Laura Owens changes her story on the stand again. What a mess there. You need a chat GBD response to Runkle, and now 2L and the police. I know, man. And I mean, these people, they don't understand. They're playing with fire. They really are. And they think it'll be okay. They figure, again, worst case scenario, that Preston will take that hit. And when I say that, by the way, somebody I'm going to say in the know told me that's the way they think, these people. Ultimately, Preston's not smart enough to understand that these people laugh about that. Well, if it becomes a problem, it won't be them that pays. It will be Preston that pays. Fun times, right? Preston's also her dunce cap's fallen, you know. Cynic, thanks for the 5 again there. Yeah. Psychic Cynic with his crystal balls. I foresee more police. Bankruptcy trustee questions in the near future. Lying under oath around that time. Yeah. I have a feeling that when they're asked, they're not going to want to answer things not truthfully, because well, honestly, if you look at 2L's statements there, if she stated things like she just did to an investigator, then she lied, because her time period there, it's a lie. And again, contact, she absolutely knows. She has been schooled on what third-party indirect contact. They know what it is. They just want to say that that's not contact because, well, I think personally, I think it's to encourage other people to do what they do too. God, these gummy freaking chicken skins are the weirdest, grossest things ever, by the way. I opened that up. That is so bizarre. A gummy chicken skin. Why did they make a gummy chicken skin? Oh, it's so bizarre. Anyway, sorry about that. I was messing with it. I was like, oh, this is weird. Oh, it's so weird. Angela Quinn, what's up, Angela? Hope you're doing great. Thanks for the super chat there. I had a struggling Sunday. Oh man, I am sorry to hear that. I didn't read before when I said I hope you're doing great. Well, I hope you are okay after all of this there. You know, you have a huge egg-sized clot on the brain, the back. What are they going to do for that, Angela? You know? Let me know. Hit me up. You know, I'm curious. And love to you there, you know. Also, very low blood pressure. Miss y'all. Love to you and the kids. Well, love to you. You know, we very much appreciate you too. I hope you do know that. We do love and we do miss you when you're around and you're always in their thoughts. So you take care of yourself. That's very important. Oh, God, thanks for the 5 tongue. I thought LMNOP said she didn't have access to her cameras. That's true. And yet she can access the cameras to spy on Travis and call police. That's true. She said that at one time. She was like, I don't have any access to my cameras, but you can see Travis. Well, it's also, she can't decide. So sometimes she doesn't have access and it's all 2L. And sometimes it's not 2L and they're her cameras. So you never know. I mean, you never know. These people are so crazy. But I mean, you're correct. Could the Ohio court, Wimby, thanks for the tip. Could the Ohio court send the police? Could they? They could recommend that the police become involved and check this out. I don't think that's what happened. I just with everything else, I think it's either it's related to people that are involved in it. You know, it's either their lawyers have done something. I would say I'm not necessarily saying Hales or George. I'm saying it would probably be through their lawyers. Either that's something, or again, they've been reported by somebody in the know. It's what's going to be interesting is if there's an investigation and there's more looked into. My God. I mean, these people, all they need is somebody to start looking. I figured it'd be the bankruptcy that would cause them the major problems. But if somebody starts looking a little too hard, they may have a real problem. And again, one of their major problems is when they sit around, you're not obligated to be nice to a person. I agree with that. You don't have to show respect or anything else, but you cannot be like, hey, I'm PR for these people, therefore you can't do that. It just doesn't work. But do I think, I don't think it would be the Ohio court. I just, no. Kitty Kate, thank you. I appreciate you, by the way. You know, love your show, hate the drama. Yeah, I noted that earlier. Like I said, I don't like it for the people that are involved. But for myself, I'm saying I love it. I love it. I love this shit show. I think it's amazing because these people are so dumb. Usually with drama too, if it's just people that are putting together something, these are like you ever watch a comedy movie and you're like, man, these burglars are really stupid. They remind me of like Home Alone villains, you know. I mean, they're so transparent. It's something else. It's really wild to watch. It's really funny too. I was watching the end of the Paint Chips saga. Paint Chips is like, I've never threatened you, Shizzy, ever. I've never said anything. I will remove you from the emails. That's so funny. Man, I watch whatever comes through the emails, you know. These people, they do some crazy shit. And I personally, like I said, I've never asked anyone to remove me from anything. I like seeing the shit show that these people occupy. You know, I report on everything. Christine, thank you, Fats, for the content. That's right. Thank you to the Fats. Woo, Fats. You gotta love it. Paul, thanks for the 5. She showed she has access to the cameras with Willis. Well, they it's weird because what they said with Willis, again, we need to pull up their statements because the narrative is that the neighbor, Brian and Tina, that Tina, not the other Tina, but Brian and Tina, that Tina called the police because she heard those sounds. And in Otter Creek, where they have firing ranges and everything else, they were worried about gunshots, about a guy that's just standing out there. And everybody was so distressed that they called the police, but then they drove back right to where there was supposedly firing. It's so stupid. Like, it's so dumb. So dumb. Thank you, Paul, man. Bunsen, what's up, Bunsen? Rockin' Stone. Thanks for the 2 there. Yeah, gotta love those Florida sunshine laws. Indeed. Indeed. By the way, they were really butthurt too about how fast Shara got that police footage and everything. I mean, Shara was like, she was like, oof. Right out, right when she heard it, she was like, "Oh yeah, baby!" And I have to say that was amazing. I've seen FOIA doesn't usually happen that fast. So, man, if you're going to give props, like you really should give Shara props on that last footage. Go over there and watch her video, you know, of course, because she deserves props. Even if you've seen it, give her views on it, but also give her props on it. Because like I said, she managed that like so quickly. It was before they could really even dive in and spin it. That's what I loved about it. She had it so fast, it put them on the defensive. They were like, oh, no, no, no. Shara had it. That was amazing, Shara. I have to give Shara major kudos. Like, again, these people, they loved Shara and her investigative prowess until she started seeing all the problems with them. And when she was like, oh, no. But Shara's definitely on the ball with stuff like that. Like I said, I really appreciated that about her. What's up, Turtle Hurdles, man? It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the 5 giftos, but it is good to see you, period. You know, glad to see you. always appreciate you. Appreciate your freaking name, too. It sticks in my brain. You know, it always does. Certain ones of you just have names and stick in my brain. I love it. What's up, Ruth? Thanks for almost, man, you're rolling up on 2 years. That's crazy. Thank you there. Woohoo. Let's do it. Indeed. Oh, by the way, today, so somebody was nice and sent over access to, they picked up a digital movie. I hate buying digital movies when they're brand new. Like they come out like $25, but somebody, I don't know if they got, I'm not sure, but they gifted me access to the new 28 years later, the Bone Temple. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. By the way, it's got some graphic stuff in it, but man, I liked that movie. I really liked the approach that they took with it. It was really good. I've been playing, the game Chronos. If anybody is into horror games, it's from the team that remade Silent Hill 2. And that has been amazing. So that game's been out for about a year. So it's pretty cheap. Right now it's about $30. And it's been good. That's why I haven't been sleeping. You know, it's giving me something to do. And like I said, my hearing is so much better right now after everything. Love it. Oh man, Ruth dropped 50 in there too. Thank you, Ruth. That is amazing. And much appreciated. Thank you, Ruth. I love it. I love the fact that we can get together on a Friday and have some crazy pop off too. You know, Sheila, thanks for the 8 months there. Happy weekend to all. Thanks, Doug. Well, thank you. Appreciate you being here. You know, especially Friday. Fridays are the craziest day. So there's about 2,400. That's pretty damn good for Fridays, man. And Sheila also dropped a 5 gifto with that. Thank you, Sheila. It's much appreciated, like I say. You know, it's good to see you there, too. Cynic, thanks for the 5. Idiots should have talked to a lawyer first. Lying to the police in Florida is a first-degree misdemeanor for a first offense, third-degree felony afterwards. Indeed. You would think when you have a person in your home that already has police problems, you would, I don't know, have representative. I have no idea. You know, I don't talk to police or any entity out there. By the way, I'm very nice about it. But when people falsely call CPS or something, I put a lawyer between me and them just to say, hey, I've got somebody. Now, again, you're fully cooperative and everything else. It's not rude. You make sure that, you know, you are really nice to people, but you just got to, you know, let them know, hey, I'm not going to be here and I'm not going to mess up some statement where you people can just bury my life, you know? So even guilty people need lawyers. Innocent people need lawyers even more. So no matter where you fall on that, you need a lawyer, you know? Even if it's just for a few moments in something. I know it costs money, but my God. But they were dumb enough to go ahead and do this. Good job. They locked in their story. I wouldn't say this if they wouldn't have locked in their story already, but good job. They locked it all in. Great job. Fun times. Sheila, thanks for the 5. Thanks for the update, Tug. Also, for the court bees. Right, Michael? Indeed. You know, by the way, there was something about them that was also put up, and that was kind of interesting. So, you know, they're looking down the proverbial barrel of losing everything. I mean, absolutely everything. So when you Give me 1 second here. I'm looking for it. I sent it over to myself. Just give me a minute. I got to find it. I know I sent it over to myself, but they have, they're trying to, they're always trying to play games, right? Yeah. But in their recent court filings, it's not looking very good. Maybe instead of going after, I don't know, trying to do YouTube content, maybe they should focus on, their court cases. Because here, let's just look at this real fast, okay? So we got a few minutes. Let's just check this out real fast. Susan Davis, I want to give credit, by the way. I enjoy her posts. Agree, disagree, I don't care. You do good posts, Some people, it's great to have so many people from so many different walks of life and everything. I love it. I love that we have so many folks that can look at something. With here, though, you see, the motion to deem the defendant's motion to dismiss abandoned and to enter defaults against defendants Michael Federigos and Leslie Federigos. So check this out. I mean, this is crazy. Give me 1 minute, okay? I'm going to turn on something real fast, and I will be right back. I gotta go for like 1 minute. It won't even take me like just a second. I'm going to turn on something musically, just for, like I said, it'll be just for a minute. All right. So I'll be back within a minute. Here we go. Check this out. I'm just going to let it play for a minute, and I'll cut it off when I get back.
It's the best of the web broadcasting coast to coast. Who's the epic villain you miss the most? It's the umbrella guy listening to them crying as they pull the plug because their case is dying. It's falling apart, listen to them scream. Gotta laugh if they're stupid on my next live stream. The down he goes, another lawyer falls. Like reverse Pokemon, you gotta wreck them all. They just got nuked, their case turned to ash. And how they blame the plaintiff and beg the court for cash. And all the excuses, how is any of this real? They can sanction them, Your Honor, we cannot pay our bills. And for all those reasons and what you said about jail, I'm gonna change my arguments and blame Mr. Hales. Picture a lawyer so corrupt he lies about proof, about messages, about his own words. He even frames his lawsuits as other people's filings. Why? Because accountability isn't a word.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so check this out here. This is an interesting a breakdown of a lot that's going on. And this is talking about, again, this is for mortgage companies, okay? There's mortgage companies, again, that are coming after them because essentially they haven't been paying anything, and they've been trying to drag this out in court. They won't go to court hearings. They make excuses like, an employee, they messed up a date or this or that. But you can see through this. Here, give me a second. Let me make sure nothing comes up on this real quick. Just give me 1 second. All right, yeah. So just listen to the timeline on this. This is so nuts. So defendants, Michael, and let's say Chips and Lips, they were served. They were served by publication October 31st, 2025, and were determined to be avoiding service. So they had been avoiding service. Now, on November the 30th, they filed pro se motion to dismiss foreclosure complaint. And on December 3rd, 2025, the plaintiffs filed a response to defendant's motion to dismiss complaint. Now, pursuant to the court's uniform trial case management order issued by the court August 21st, 2025, the motion to dismiss must be set for hearing and heard within 60 days from the filing of motion, or automatically be deemed abandoned and denied without further order. In the instant case, the motion to dismiss, it was required to be heard by the 29th of January. So on December 29th, the undersigned reached out to Chips, who is also an attorney licensed to practice law in Florida, by email to attempt to work out an agreement on the motion to dismiss. We offered an agreed order denying defendant's motion with 30 days to file an answer and tried to set up a phone call. However, he didn't respond. December 30th, next day, the undersigned sent follow-up email to him again regarding an agreed order, and he didn't respond. So on the 6th of January, undersigned sent another follow-up email to him and advised that we would proceed with scheduling the hearing if we did not receive a response, but he didn't respond. So the next day, on the 7th, the office reaches out again and to confirm available hearing dates as Division 37 was transitioning to a new judge. Now, Chips, who was copied on the email, replied immediately asking the undersigned to call him to schedule a hearing. The undersigned called Chips shortly after getting the email, but Chips didn't answer, and the undersigned left a voicemail. Another email was sent by the undersigned to him with an offer, agreed order denying the motion to dismiss with 20 days to file an answer. So on the 8th, the next day, the undersigned emailed Chips with some short matter hearing dates. So he's like, hey, here's some dates. Chips doesn't respond. On the 12th, the office does a follow-up to Chips regarding the hearing dates, and he replied, I'm unavailable at 8:30 because that's when I drop my kids off. So on the 21st, you're talking about 8 more days, the undersigned sent an email to Chips to follow up on the January the 7th email and voicemails, and Chips did not return the undersigned's phone call to discuss the motion to dismiss. On that same day, their office sent an email to Chips with a 15-minute hearing dates that start later in the morning or the afternoon in order to accommodate his schedule. On the 22nd, he replied and said that he would review the times with his wife and get back to us by quote unquote lunchtime. The undersigned replied to him to again try to discuss the case, but he didn't respond. Nor did he get back to the office with that. So in accordance, they're like, you know what? We wasted all this time. He has so much time to actually respond to it, and he has not. He hasn't responded at all. It's so nuts. When you look too at what they do, they try to delay, and they try to delay, and they try to delay, and they try to delay. This is their tactic. And while a lot of this stuff is going on, they sit around online instead of doing what they're supposed to. It's also funny that as Susan pointed out, this is funny too. They not only did that, but they put in, oh, well, we need a rehearing. Why? Because defendants missed the deadline due to a clerical scheduling error. In Florida, excusable neglect allows courts to vacate default judgments when a party shows a valid excuse for missing a deadline, meritorious defense, and due diligence. It covers honest mistakes like clerical errors. Who's the clerical error by? What staff member? As you know, it's what do they have employees? Because I don't remember them having any. So what's going on with that? But it's crazy. Because while these people are out here trying to dunk on Jeremy Hale, their entire life is capsizing. All of them, many of them, their lives are in the toilet. And they think that they're going to be able to damage Jeremy Hales. But really, what they do with this time is they dig themselves in deep. That's why they got involved, in my opinion. Many of these people do because they hoped that they could get a payday out of it. And instead, like Lips and I believe they are firmly in trouble, especially with all of the mess that is, that has been going on. And oh man, it's just, they're in so much trouble already with other cases, little on the case, because we're pulling in too. I mean, these people, they just want to delay. They hope to delay away the inevitable. And it's crazy. I've never seen, imagine, again, these people, they represented you. Yeah, crazy, huh? But yeah, right, Michael? Clark Stark, what's up, Clark Stark? What's up, man? Oh, I need that. Jay was quite irritated with me, by the way. He was like, "You're trying to steal my Clark Stark." Oh, it's so amazing. I was like, I wasn't trying to steal him. I was just trying to get him to give me an autograph and send it to my P.O. box. Oh, I need it. I need it, sir. I need it. Thank you, by the way. You guys have been very entertaining in that. Ray is so crazy. I've really enjoyed that unexpected chapter of things. Jay's trying to hunt me down with Clark Stark. It's it's something I didn't know I needed until it happened, and now I do. It's amazing. But appreciate Clark Stark. Travis thinks the two. If Cook pulled him on, man, not beer guys. This is nuts. Yeah, somebody, I'm older, In my younger days, I don't know how I'd respond, but it wouldn't have been good. But as I get older, especially if I've got my kids around, I wouldn't take bullshit off of these people. Jerry Hales is a lot nicer person than I am too. He is. He's a lot nicer with these people. He's trying to exhaust doing actually, he just asked them to go away at first. Again, do you think that if Jeremy Hales would have just shut the fuck up and rolled up in a ball, do you think they would have stopped? Because I don't. I think they would have just kept coming, and they would have actually done a lot more damage by now. Because, at least he puts them on the defensive sometimes. I thought he'd be an easy payday, though. It's crazy, isn't it? Ketchup, thanks for the two. Trained medical service staff, it's crazy how, isn't it? 2 years minimum. That's exactly right. I mean, we used to get involved again. We would do even with police stuff, just like a police drug sniffing dog, for example. We used to go out and train those and train attack dogs too. Plus, we would trade service animals for certain things. But with the police dogs, the amount of time and effort that went into just that, oh Lord, it was a lot of work. And these people, again, they bought a puppy and they were like, hey, it's already trained, it's all, and it's like, no, it's not. You paid for the breed. You can, again, if you want to call it an emotion, like a comfort animal or something, whatever, but to imply that it's a trained medical service dog, it's crazy. William, thanks for the 5. For an old gym sock to send to the fast as a companion to the P-Rocks. Oh, gross. No. What company? That's really gross there. Funny, though. Yvonne, thanks for the 5. There's Ron a mower that is not on her back. Yeah, so a riding mower. There's all kinds of stuff. Again, firearms. If you got a pew pew and you wear it around, you realize you got to put that on your bankruptcy file. I mean, they got all kinds of stuff. It's wild. They're calling nothing. It is. It's just absolutely wild. Oh man, you were. It's funny. I got laughing about you yesterday. I was talking about you yesterday. Tight line. Again, thank you for the 5. I was going to comment, but decided to plead the 5th. Does pleading the 5th still count as a comment in and of itself? Yes, pleading the 5th would actually be a comment, because even though you didn't add a comment, not adding a comment, that is a comment in and of itself. So thank you for the comment and the support. It's too funny. Oh my God. It got me coughing for a minute. It makes me laugh. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab a drink. Oh God, that's funny. Puzzler, thanks to the 2. Megan and Jay need some couples counseling. They're like, do not bring Jay on here on the weekend. I'm like, okay, so bring Jay on. All right. I gotta have Jay on. I know Jay does limited dates as well and engagements, so I don't ask him as much just because of that. But I think I should have Jay and crew on just to talk about season 6 of the Anti-Health. Because season 6, it has been a pretty interesting season. And you know what? That's why the networks they allowed another season because it was so interesting. Cynic and Cheap, thanks for 5. Home Alone villains. We need an AI video of Felicia throwing brick at Jeremy in Lynette in the face. Instead, it's like Home Alone 2. That's true. That's actually true. They remind me of you know those really cheap like D-list movies that you find on like Roku. Some of those villains, you know, they're almost like really bad cartoon villains, except they're not entertaining. Kathy, thanks for the 20 there. Lisa's intuitive. I was wrong today. I gazed in my crystal ball and it said, send this super chat. And I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, I was I had a good laugh out of that. Yeah, she's intuitive, all right. You notice that most people that say that, it's because they're shitty people. I'm not saying everybody that's like that. Some people, again, you know, some people absolutely. It's like, hey, you know, maybe you have a grasp on something else. Some people are almost otherworldly, but a lot of people that say that kind of stuff, they're just terrible human beings. They're the same kind of people that are like, people don't like me because I'm honest. It's like, no, they don't like you because you're trash. Oh my God. That's the kind of people they are. Monica, thanks too. Doug, check your email. I send you one. I will check it out for sure. Appreciate that too. Let me see. Yeah, I will see about that. I will forward it over to her. You know, I will forward your email. That way it'll just be easier because I can't remember it right off my head. So give me 1 second. I'll do it right now while I'm thinking about it. Couldn't recall your P.O. box. So I forwarded this. Okay. I did it right now. So there you go. Appreciate you too. Thank you. Travis, thanks for the 2 there. Be 41 in March, riding a bull for my birthday weekend. That's wild, man. That is wild. Like I said, if it works out, film it. I really do want to. I just want to. You know, those seconds there. That has got to be insane. Like from your perspective. So if you can, I think that would be so wild to watch. Emma, thanks for the 2 there. Doubt the dog is house trained, little on therapy. I wonder. I don't know. Again, I normally wouldn't care, but so much of it, you know. They keep making excuses about the entire bench mess, you know. Oh, the bench is this and the bench is that, and it's like, yeah, no, the bench is not out there. It's not something that these folks they have any. Give me 1 minute here. That these folks. They have any proof exists. They're like, we don't owe anybody. Remember when they used to tell their donors, though, they absolutely would be transparent with them. That isn't transparency. It's just so wild, you know. 1 second. Let's see. Here you go. I'm sending, there's a request for the video thing. Here you go. Do you need the transcript? I get transcripts for this too. Actually, you know what? The video, if you're going to watch the video, let me know. Okay. When I sent that, if you need the transcript later, let me know. But that's definitely the the video for it. I'll send it over. I think it's in there twice, by the way. But yeah, if anybody, like I said, if you want to check that out on your own because they ghosted it, I'll send you a copy of it so you can look at it. That way you see the proof of what happened. You can check it out yourself. But I appreciate y'all. I'm going to end here. Like I said, next week we will start back to redirection. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm getting there. So appreciate you folks. We're going to end. It's kind of early, but hey, 2 hours, that's good enough. See ya.